Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is celinacordobael, and I just wanted to welcome everybody to another little quick episode. I'm not really one that does my hair in front of the camera, but after the last comments, I just wanted to follow suit and show you guys how the product works from like beginning to end. So I'm gonna keep it ultra. When I do my hair, I don't put on the clothes that I'm about to wear to go out with. I actually put on just some house clothes, and I saturate and I penetrate and do as much as I can. So this is how it is. And I laughed because, you know, people are really mean. And a lot of people like being mean to each other, and especially to me at times, I've noticed. But it's gotten me really, really strong. So I appreciate you guys just being yourself. I welcome all of that. But, you know, someone wrote like, oh my God, you always so sweaty. Well, I live outside and, I live in Miami where it's pretty hot and I sweat. So I don't really mind looking like I'm not in the pristine, perfect princess state. But of course, all of us would like to like show ourselves how we look at the end of a process and not during it. But I wanted to show you guys the Vaselina again and the Rosemary's Baby, and just kind of show you how I put it and process it in my hair from the beginning, because the lighting in the last video was horrible. So as you can see, I'm just going to start moisturizing and thinging. Now what's whack about these types of lights is you can't really see all of my grain, my hair texture, but I'm gonna try, I'm very close to the camera right now, is to try to get as close as possible and to show you guys how it penetrates in my hair and how it works in really, really thick hair. So as you can see, all I do is basically just go through my locks and I grease them. I grease the roots of it and it starts to look a little bit more like tamed. So I do this, I do all the fronts of my hair. I make sure I don't pull too much because I have really thick hair and I don't like pulling the strands into where I want it to go. So again, this is a quick little process. Sometimes people are like, okay, I'm seeing stuff, but how does it look? How do you do it? And you know, the light, it's been thundering and lightning here for a while, but I'm gonna show you guys because I think what's kind of crazy is my hair is the only hair I probably know that has a full out curly afro underneath it. And I'm keeping it because that's just the way my hair grows. You know, it doesn't grow locked, it grows in curls. So as you can see, I'm gonna try to get up in here. I basically go through all of my hair, but my hair is so thick, I don't know what product would have saturated it if I didn't create it myself. So instead of sitting here and running down every ingredient that's in Hair Magic, that's actually what I'm using, and I'm gonna be totally honest with you guys. I don't use the bottles that I sell my stuff in. I put them in big containers so that my son can differentiate what's ours and what's not. And this is kind of how it looks. So now that I've kind of saturated everything, what I'm going to do is try to dry my face off so I don't look so runaway. I always laugh that, you know, it's not my intent to always look full scattered. I love to show you guys the end result when I'm all primmed and propped, but this is part of the process. So basically what I do, if you can tell, all I'm doing now is just twisting the roots around. That one's kind of thin. That one's kind of simple to do. So this is all it is. As you can see, it's pretty thick, but this is the Hair Magic. And I like it because you can tell that there is no white product buildup. So this one, I just make sure I lift it to make sure that I don't pull any hairs that are gonna hurt on the sides of my hair or my roots. But I'm gonna fully show you guys how I just go around the base of my locks. And you know, when people grow locks, they love to put them in their own styles and how they want it to be. But I was truly somebody that grew my locks from just an afro state, and it just kind of did. So as you can see, do you see now that all of this is pretty much saturated and all the curls are pretty much tended to from the root? I just make sure that I get the very back of my hair. And again, I don't know what other people are putting in their hair. And that hasn't really been my concern. My concern has been to create a product that really works on all hair types. And my hair is pretty thick, but you can tell that in just doing the roots and stuff, you've got to keep your hair as conditioned as possible. So this, you know, now that I'm thinking that I've made my own products, I really can see the consistency and the difference in my hair growth. So this takes about 10 minutes in the day, probably 15 minutes when I get out the shower. I literally just take time to grease each lock. I don't really pull it from the root again. And I go through them like so. So what's funny is now hopefully this will answer all the questions with people that sometimes stop me at the gym. Yes, all of my hair is mine. As for people that have locks, all of our hair is ours. We don't weave or put any extensions or clip-ins. No disrespect to women that do, but I grew my locks at a time to really challenge myself and my perception of beauty. And I definitely thought that I only looked good with my hair in certain ways. So, you know, when people see pictures of my hair in the past and they're like, oh girl, why'd you lock your hair? Well, because for me, my hair is actually healthier now that I take care of it on my own and I don't get it tended to and I don't get it, you know, permed once every 6 months. I used to do that up until the age of about 16. 17 is when I stopped like doing touch-ups and stuff, but by then it already pretty much destroyed my hair. So you can kind of tell now I'm going around the bend. This is around the bend. The top of my hair is pretty simple. I just twist it into the existing locks. This one is my freebie, like almost like a bang, so I don't pull on it too much. But this also, I'll show you guys, I'm gonna probably brush this up today and show you a little style in a couple minutes. But as you can tell, I think that's a huge thing with women is that they're constantly changing and want to change their hairstyle. It's weird because I usually look in the mirror so I can see the exact curls and coils, and this a little different, but we're gonna make this work. So all of it's to say is that, you know, locks they're not in its perfected state. They're constantly growing and shifting and going through changes. And again, this front of my hair was a little thinner, so I just decided to let it do its thing the way it wanted to instead of control where I wanted them to go, because of course, you know, loved a little this and a little that, but that's not what my hair did. So I was like, let me just go with what it's doing instead of what I want it to do. So like this one that looks thin, you see this? All I do is I just put some hair magic to make the ends, because this is a separate lock. It came together on its own. And instead of pulling it apart, like, oh, I don't like the way that looks, I said, let me just rock. Maybe in a couple years it'll do something magnanimous and I'll just be like, oh, I'm so glad I left that. But that's literally how it things. So what I'm gonna do right now is tie this down, and then we're gonna come back into our Aura, Tumeric, Sandalwood, Saffron, Aloe, all that good face mask. Hey everyone, so I just picked up the mask real quick. I figured I might as well show two, like a 2-for-1. And so what I'm also gonna do is just turn around real quick. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it, but I'm going to literally just twist the thicker parts of my hair into the existing locks. That one's done. I can feel this one needs to be done a little bit. And like so, I was even going to record on top of this, like so that you don't hear me talking as I do it. But I think that that's so doctored, you know? I know exactly what I want to say to everyone, so I don't always feel like I have to do them in sections and in parts. As in life, same thing. Thick lock, don't separate, don't thing it. So many people bust up your hair. You do that, then you separate it from the root, and that's kind of how it grew. So yeah, as long as they don't pull and they don't become too heavy, none of my locks are too heavy in the middle, none of my hair is thinning or being pulled, and that's something I really pay attention to. So this little lock, when I'm drying or tying my hair down, I keep them all going kind of like back so that I have the option when it's out to just kind of like, you know, play around with them. They have full range of motion, all that kind of stuff. And a lot of people don't think of stuff like that, but I do. I'm gonna go in my closet behind me and get my hair tied. Okay, so this is the luxury of being in your space. I see why some ladies like this. All right, so I'm gonna think, okay, I'm not looking as wild and mangly, but what I'm gonna do is throw this on. You guys saw this. I just get a long silk scarf and I wrap my hair down, keep it down for a couple minutes so that when I thing it up, it's pretty much ready and good to go. And now all of this is done. This is gonna dry out really just beautifully. Like, I'll be able to style it, do what I wanna do with it. Okay, I shaved. You know how like you don't, that's the only part of my body I don't wax is my underarms. I think it's so unnecessary. But your underarm hair grows back quickly, and some ladies might like that, but I'm good. I like a little hairless with as much as I sweat. I don't need all the hair on my body. Okay, so we're gonna tie this down and just wait a couple minutes. I usually just tie it down for like 15 minutes while I get dressed and dry my face off and, you know, put on a little bit of lip gloss or whatever. So you guys saw this the other night. This is what I had on and what I introduced the video with. And I really appreciate you guys just taking the time to listen, because that one was a little longer. You know, I haven't been around on camera for a couple weeks. And then, you know, I think about it, and of course I know try to finish under 15 minutes, but according to whose rules? I don't even follow that. I'm like, look, if they don't want to watch, they just turn it off. If they do, great. But it makes sense to explain to people why and where and how. Because, you know, most people are like, who is this girl and why do I have to and why? And you don't. What I like about the freedom of social media right now is that, you know, people don't have to really have a reason. They just do it. And where I differ is that I actually have a little bit of a story and a reason. And I don't think that everybody should always be negated, or I shouldn't tell it because it makes people, I'm not uncomfortable with it. I grew past certain thresholds. So I think that's important. Ooh, you saw that, right? This is balancing on a Morris bed. You can see a Morris bed in the back, and that's my bed right there. So I want to thank everybody for really supporting the business, because, you know, I don't have a huge team. There isn't any marketers. I haven't gotten, you know, any press in a magazine yet, but that's all it takes is just a little bit of prestige and, you know, connections type stuff. So again, I don't really use the containers that I hold my stuff in. So I'll throw a photo up of Aura. And why am I doing this? I do my mask, my face masks twice a week. Usually at the beginning of the week and like in the middle, and it sometimes depends. But you see how this is like a little more mealy? That's the papaya. And it's amazing. Papaya, aloe, 8 different herbs, Tumeric, Sandalwood, Saffron. It's the same thing like the rosemary. The rosemary's baby, that rosemary soaks into a glass, huge glass thing, all cheeseclothed and wiped up, so that it really can infuse the oil. I don't understand how people, you know, how you can have infusion, but then you don't feel it, you don't see it. So all the nettle, all the rosemary, all the herbs are soaked in there, and then I make sure I do a little extra fresh because it creates longevity. So I don't usually do stuff like this on camera, but everybody's like, you got to do a skin video. And what's crazy is, okay, so I'm real up on this. All in this is thing. So what I love about my masks is that they really work. I wouldn't, even if I didn't sell any of my stuff, I would use all of it myself still, because I haven't found anything that has yielded the results that my stuff has yielded. And I think it's just because I took time. I didn't copy. I wasn't trying to be in a competition with any other product makers. And I'm proud of that, because my recipes are really unique, meaning that they're really, the way in which I put them together are really designed, and I take my time. This is all I'm so passionate about. So I really appreciate you guys just supporting me and listening and saying, okay, I'm gonna try some of her stuff out, because, you know, it really does work. I'm not gonna say it doesn't. It has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with how it's made and the time and the ingredients. And reading all of these really expensive products really frustrated me because yes, coffee butter is great, coffee is great, caviar is great, all these new ways to take care of your skin. But so many companies were upscaling and upcharging so much money for like not even a smidgen of the ingredient in their product. So I decided, okay, if this, that, and the third cost this much, which is kind of crazy because so many of my products cost so much money, I started realizing I might have to do more than, have a little $5 shipping and handling. But you want to invite people and try to allow your product to circulate, meaning I want everybody to be able to afford it. And I don't feel as though just because it has really expensive ingredients in it, it should be so pricey that no one can actually afford it. That's not fair. So what I'm doing right now as I'm talking is this is kind of drying out. And what I like is my stuff has certain, you can read the ingredients. There's a couple of ingredients that extract, but as you extract, you want to also replenish and keep moist so that when you wash this stuff off, your face isn't stripped. It's not just totally like raw and it's actually moist and your T-zone is good. Just the other day, this was 2 days ago. Today is Wednesday. I shared that video on Monday. That video, I had a little mosquito and a little polyp. That's gone already, and it's 2 days later. All I did, face mask, a little bit of moisturizer, the Victory Rose. You can use the Acai Cinnabon. Really, really good. None of my stuff is gonna really break any skin out. People always ask, is it for oily? Is it for this? I have kind of combination skin, so there are certain products that are specifically designed for like oilier type skin. But on a whole, I wanted to start with what I envisioned, which was just moisturizing and lubricating. And now moving up a little bit into face washes and all that other great stuff. I'm grateful to be able to pay my rent and all these things, but now that I've paid off my student loans and now that my credit is in the 800s and is staying there, there's a part of me that isn't settled with that. I'm grateful, but I'm like, all right, I gotta get a used car. I'm been out. Okay, I've gotta, and it's not to say that I'm not settled with where I'm at, but I have worked so hard and I'm getting older now. You want to start to see the fruits of your labor. You want to start to see things making sense. So I love doing this and putting a little extra on my problem spots. Now, this doesn't even need to be refrigerated once you get it at home because I put a couple of ingredients in it to keep it preserved without refrigeration. But, I'm very thin with that. Everybody wants natural products, but they want them to be like, in this consistency that only certain chemicals are gonna allow. And that's not the case. If natural is natural, it's gonna be a little different, just like teas. Certain stuff might settle to the bottom, shake it up a little, you're good to go. But at the end of the day, thank you guys for taking time to listen because I'm not even one that likes sharing stuff in my home, only because I do think that there needs to be a separation, just like church and state. I think there needs to be a separation sometimes between, what you do and what you share in your home and what you do, outside and stuff. But this has been a great usherance. It's been a great kick in my bum to not feel as though where I'm at is not enough and what I have isn't enough. Totally enough. You're always enough where you are. When you settle there, you definitely can get to where you want to go. But again, all these things that I'm saying and that I hope to acquire are all material based. All of it is material. Nothing of it is spiritual or physical or health. So there's a part of me that's like, if you're only lacking in the material house, you're doing pretty well, Celina. You're not sick. So all of these things are to say we need to remind each other about the things that we do have, the things that are working, the things that are going well, rather than always focus on what isn't. Because it'll take you out of the abundance. It'll take you out of attracting and being grateful for what you have. And that's when I was like, no, I'm going to share stuff in my broke down kitchen because the things that I create in it aren't broke down. So graduate from all of this. Know that it's okay. Not everybody's journey is the same and that yours wasn't the same as so many others. It doesn't negate it. It doesn't make you less than. If anything, like I said, the encouragement from the negative comments through, Oh, how about all of these things have really been empowering through the years. So I thank you guys for taking a little bit of time. I'm gonna wash this off and come back and show you guys how to seal up. The seal up really after you wash this off is ice water. I can't bring this into the bathroom because something's gonna go down. But ice water. I don't know if you guys watched this movie. I got this trick. I'm gonna totally keep it real. From Joan Collins in Mommy Dearest, which sounds crazy because a lot of people like she was crazy in that movie. But she has this scene where after all the time she washes her face, she douses it in ice cubes and ice water. And I swear to you, I do that. I've been doing that every morning, even if I just crack 2 or 3 in the sink. I just fill the water up, the sink up with some cold water. And after you wash your face with whatever regimen, hopefully it's through Cordoba Organics, what you're gonna do is just dunk your face in the ice water. It closes all your pores. It makes things really tight and really good. And again, progress. If you don't like it, you don't have to do it. If it doesn't work for you, just chuck it. But if it does and you're like, wow, I can handle this, that's basically what I'm trying to do, is just keep my skin as healthy as possible without all the extra. So I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, I don't think that I'm the only person that buys paper towel for the only purpose of drying your face. That's the only reason why I really love paper towel. I dry my skin with it all the time. I don't really use the towel that I wash my body and dry my skin with. Okay, so that's one thing as well. So all of that's done. All right, what I want to show you is that little blemish was right there. It was a little dark blemish on Monday. My last video that I shared, it was right there. But anyway, so all of it's to say, I'm going to take this off now just so you can kind of see the finished product. And really what I want to do is style it. You guys usually see me in motion, but just to actually style it and to give yourself a little, permission slip to beautify. And ladies, if anybody knows or wants to teach me how to do my makeup, I would be so honored and grateful, because not everybody has time and does stuff like that. Hold on a second. Hairband. Just gonna put my hair back. Now all of this is pretty much conditioned and done, good to go. Now what I wanted to show you, because you can't really see it. Oh, that's the thing. I'm like, what is that on the bed? Now what I wanted to show you is, after I thing it back, I just look at all the wispies that might been thing. The bottom of my hair, like all of, I guess what people call it the kitchen or whatever. I don't know them term. All of that, I actually let them grow a little thinner because they kind of hurt to be pulled and all that. So all this to say is that, keep it conditioned, keep it whatever. That gets all the, that gets all the dirt and the lint and all that stuff out in terms of what you wash it with. So I'm gonna be sharing the shampoo that I created literally when the label comes back appropriate, and I don't feel like I'm just settling because someone did some work and they're like, oh, well, it's okay. No, it's not okay. We need to have it looking at least like it looks in the computer screen. So all that's to say, I'm gonna show you guys what I've been using on my face. The label is done. I'm just waiting for it to look right so I can share it with you appropriately. Fountain of Youth, FOY. It has at least 9 amazing herbs in it for your face. Really, really, really dope. From Hungarian rose oil to, again, saffron, sandalwood, calendula blossoms, a little bit of jojoba, argan, macadamia. It's amazing. But the reason why I think that people steer away from oil-based products is because they think it's going to make their skin oily. And that is not the case at all. Stuff that's infused with oils actually balances your skin. It doesn't extract, it doesn't thing. What makes your skin really kind of thing is including all of these chemically induced products into them that say that they're clean and good. Like, I don't even want to down other companies, but like Clean Cleanse and all like all the drugstore products. If you turn them over and you read anything with mineral oil, PEG 180, even the fact that they're water-based. Some of these products, 98% of them are water. So you're not just washing your face and recycling the dirt in your skin. You're not cleaning it. So as somebody that has smoked a lot of herb, has cried for many, many nights, has laughed, you know, I'm 40. I'm not getting any younger. I wanted to figure out what I could really use that was going to work long term and that was going to be for other people as well, that could help other people with the same issues that I'd noticed I was going through. So Foy is really good, but this is not Foy. You see that? Ah! This is called Sun Kiss. This is my daily. That's actually what I use every day. And I haven't been able to figure out how to keep preserved until now. So now that it's done, you guys will be able to get it. But you saw that? You see that little orange? You see that? Hey, hey, hey. I got it so good, you guys. And you're going to love it on your skin. Asians, whites, blacks, Filipino, any skin type. People be like, you know, your skin color has nothing to do with melanocytes, your melanin, and the healing energy. You see all what I'm doing now too? This is literally what I do. I massage my face around the eyes and my mouth and all of that. And I get all in the crevices. Don't forget your neck. Don't forget your neck. But this is a UV Daily Moisturizer. SPF 25. No chemicals, no nothing that's going to destroy my skin, but I needed to find something that was going to protect it from the UV and the tanning and all that other stuff, because this color's great, but I'm like 5 shades lighter, and gratefully the sun has blessed me, but I don't want to get all the freckles that I kind of showed you. So I have not a lick of makeup on, and that's, you know, again, any amazing makeup artist, let's be friends, because I need some girlfriends that are not full with guile and, you know, all this other stuff. But again, this is pretty much my hair is done. Oh, I wanted to show you. I'll do that another time. I've been doing a really nice style, but you see my old school brush with stuff that's literally missing, bristles missing. It's so soft, though. I'm sure everybody has one. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting CordobaOrganics.com. I am definitely going to try to get up in it some more, show you guys some more stuff, how you basically just take care of your own texture. And, you know, I think we're in such a time where people aren't actually used to seeing their own hair for more than a couple days, that this becomes boring. It's like having your own becomes boring, but in actuality, at least I know that it's my hair. At least I know that it's clean. I don't got to spend any money on bundles or all this stuff. Not to say that that's not cute, but when you're trying to save money to buy a house and not rent for another 20 years, you are not even thinking about no lace fronts, no bundles, no nothing, but getting good product out, attracting amazing energy, creating great stories, and doing as much as you can to not stay in your little rut and to hopefully employ other people. So thank you for your patience. Please support just the website. Your stuff will come out in 2 to 3 days. I usually expedite it within 2 to 3 days. And I email and text everybody that purchases a product. You always get your tracking number. I just want to meet amazing people and hopefully heal people that have some skin issues and some other emotional issues that can probably be ironed out through just feeling better about yourself. So God bless you guys.